time?
From the time I was 8 or 9 years old, I knew that I wanted to help cats, and I became aware of the fact that so many domestic cats were being killed in shelters due to overpopulation. And so I wanted to fix that and felt like I could fix that. I had no idea how hard that was going to be, but because I knew it was such a huge problem, I felt like I really need to earn as much money as I possibly could because it was going to be a very expensive endeavor. And so from the time that I was that age, I was selling popcorn and Kool-Aid and washing people's houses, their mobile homes and their cars and everything else, and trying to get everybody else in the neighborhood working for me doing those things because I felt like it was going to be such an expensive and difficult endeavor. And then it turned out when I was 30, when I was 17, I came across bobcats that had been hit by cars. So I would be at the vet's office with a domestic cat, and they would tell me about this bobcat that just came in, and they can fix those cats up in 30 minutes to an hour. But then there's months of rehab for that animal to have to be in a small space to let the wounds heal and then to be able to hunt and then release them back to the wild. And so I took that on when I was 17. And I felt like that was something I could do on the side and help. That was something that didn't happen that often. And then when I was 30, I ended up at an auction where I was buying llamas and using them for landscaping because they clear about eye level. And so you could just turn them loose on a big tract of land and they would clear it, and then you'd move them to the next piece of property. And so I was there buying llamas, and the guy next to me started bidding on this 6-month-old bobcat. And I leaned over to him and I said, when that cat grows up, she is going to tear your face off, because bobcats are just like the most wicked animal on the planet. I just love them. They're so fierce. And he said, I'm a taxidermist. I'm just going to club her in the head in the parking lot and turn her into a den decoration. And so I started crying, and my husband started bidding, and we brought her home, but she had been a pet and declawed, so she couldn't be released back to the wild. And unfortunately, what I've learned since then is no exotic cat who's born in a cage can be released to the wild. You can only release the ones who are actually born in the wild, like the bobcats that have been hit by cars. So a year later, we're trying to find her some mate that she wouldn't tear up. I mean, she was killing our German Shepherd. She was attacking my child and my husband. And so this guy said he'd sell us a kitten to raise up with her, but we'd have to come there in person. And so this was in 1993. And it turned out to be a fur farm, and there were 56 bobcats and lynx. And so I naively thought, well, we'll just buy them all and we'll put them in pet homes. And we did that. And then about a year and a half, 2 years later, people would say, I can't deal with this cat anymore. And they'd be bringing them back to us. Meanwhile, other people started calling and saying, hey, I hear you have big cats. I've got a lion. Would you come get my lion? I can't play with it anymore. I've got a tiger. And I'm thinking, what are these people doing with these wild animals? And so again, I thought, well, how hard of a problem could that be to fix? I'll fix that, and then I'll get back to my main mission, which is domestic cats. So here I am 30 years later, still trying to fix the big cat problem, with my ultimate goal being to fix the little cat problem.
Oh my God.